What's happening, everybody? This is Ike from Flipside Music, and I'm here with
Dylan.
Here at Flipside Music.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to F.A.Q. What is it? 15?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, you were absent.
I was absent. Yeah.
Dylan was absent and very missed for last week's F.A.Q. But here with a triumphant return, he's back. And
thanks to Chris for tagging in for me.
Yeah, Chris did a good job last week.
Good.
You know, he's in the agro folk. Is
that even a real thing?
Agro folk. Well, we did have somebody that was like, that's not a real thing. Somebody posted a link though underneath. So.
Oh, defining what agro.
Well, I just noticed the link just now as I was.
It's like really pissed off Arlo Guthrie.
Maybe. This is an analysis. No, sorry. Oh my God, we're gonna offend the 70 people. Hey, all right. Hey, if you notice, my voice is a little hoarse. Oh, we need a little. Yeah,
it's a little.
Yeah, because the cold makes him a little hoarse.
Got a frog in your throat.
I've been sick all week, so this is great. But we're here, 2 minutes into the F.A.Q. already. Right. And everybody's excited. All right, so let's start out with Walking Dead. Makes a comment, and he said, you know, it's really hard. It seems like it's really hard to get crappy guitars at $200 now, whereas back in the day, because he's in his early 40s.
Yeah, like you got to try now to get a crappy.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was a question or not, but I wanted to address it. And I think you're right, because we're close in age-ish. And I remember when I was a kid, you could buy some really junk-ass guitars, and they were terrible.
Yeah.
And at what would be, I think, an equivalent price point.
Oh, today?
Making up for today's economy and such. So,
inflation.
$200, you could find some really decent guitars for $200. Like we mentioned before, we do have some of the Squire guitars here.
That as a brand is better than they were. Because when I was first buying stuff, I ended up with a Squire. And, I mean, it's pretty cool. I actually lucked out and did get a good one. But I've played a ton of others from that same period that are just god-awful.
Terrible.
Yeah, so I think whoever's heading up production over there realized, they had to get that stuff together, and so I think they're fine. Yeah, they're leaps and bounds better than they were even 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, they really upped their game, and all the way through their series. I mean, their Affinity series, or no, the lowest is the Bullet series, and
those are still a little iffy. Yeah, but if you can get to just that next one more tier,
and also great cheese.
Yeah.
With the Bullet series.
It's a good skin shaver. It's for...
Right. Yeah, taking out the dead foot skin there.
Yeah, you just get your heel on there, and you're good.
Yeah, clean that right up.
Exfoliation.
But besides that, you bump up to the affiliate. Yes.
It's the affiliate of Affinity.
Right. The affiliate... Why can't I get that right?
Affinity. I don't know.
Cough medicine is worn off now. It's really terrible.
That or it's kicking in.
I wish I had some. Affinity. That's what I was trying to say. The Affinity series stuff. You start getting into that, and honestly, with a proper setup and a little bit of work, right out the box, depending on where you get it, may not be great. But with a little bit of work, I think with a proper setup and probably it's got a little fret sprout, and you probably got to take care of that.
Yeah.
That being said,
well, that's a great way to learn how to do all that stuff.
Yeah, for a couple $100, I think you're squared up, man.
Yeah.
And you can rock out.
And honestly, too, I'm not sure about Walking Dead, but he might be a guy that's done setups and stuff himself. So now if he does get a crappy guitar and he does a good setup on it, it's not that crappy anymore. So that might be another part of why it's even harder. Because I feel like they're not only getting better, but the more people that get used to doing a decent setup. Yeah, you put a little bit of work into it, and they're way better. Yeah, and
that's the best way to get it done. Is to just get an inexpensive guitar and start wrenching on it.
Right.
I remember for years I wouldn't touch the truss rod because it was like this
magical,
this magical doorway into the ruining your guitar. And I never
original all broken necks.
Yeah, you don't. And until I finally was like, what? And I actually learned how to do setups and I actually learned how to work on guitars. And I was like, why was I so nervous about making a truss rod adjustment? You just got to be careful with what you're doing. You have to have some education.
ease
in what
into
you're
it.
doing.
And,
It's like amp repair.
Oh, yeah.
You don't just go sticking your hand into the back of the thing.
Yeah, right onto the cap.
Hey, is this it? That could be it. Boink. No, with some education, you can get in there and actually, somewhat diagnose, maybe a
Steer
simple
clear of
problem.
the scary bits.
Yeah. Buy some, buy chopsticks. Step number 1 in amp repair, buy chopsticks.
Yeah.
If you don't know
Oh,
why,
and Steve said, don't, he always puts rubber mats and stuff on his garage floor because I guess he became the ground
Yeah.
for several amps.
and, put your hand in your pocket and you tinker with the other hand.
Yeah, that's just the perfect loop.
Well, no, it's true though.
Yeah.
Guys say put your hand in your pocket. That way you can't get
I'll have it go the other.
can't go run right through and
Makes sense.
yeah, because that way you can't touch two things and make that complete that circle.
Okay.
So sorry for the segue off to the other bits.
But yes, overall they're much more solid than they were, or crappy guitars are.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think there's a lot of good stuff out there,
Which is good for everybody. Yeah, good for everybody pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. There's still a bunch of junk out there, so definitely be careful.
Yeah, one brand comes to mind, but we won't go there.
We got a couple brands that are out there that I think are pretty awful. When you really start getting onto that,
But
to
yeah,
that
that price, they don't
that lower
represent everything in the
point.
price. Yeah, in that price range.
Yeah. So, all right, let's moving on to the next question. Telly question. Great. I love telly questions. This one's from Michael Cashel. Favorite telly question, favorite pickup configuration, favorite bridge, and favorite fingerboard material. So I think I'm going to work backwards on that.
I think I know some parts of what you're going to say, but fingerboard material. Honestly, I don't see ebony on tellies that often, but I feel like if you had the option, you would go for that.
I wouldn't dislike it, but my preferred
For a telly specific.
for a telly would be maple.
Okay.
I just like maple.
Yeah, that feels right.
I agree.
I mean, I feel like ebony would be a good alternative, or if you had like a classy kind of deluxe or something, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
It's going to be high class up in here.
Pinky.
Right. High-end telly action.
Then your
Favorite
pickup combo,
bridge? I do like the classic bridge with the 3 saddles. I know they're a nightmare to intonate, but once you get them, they're good. You're fine. But
And
if you
they're
also have
simple
the
if something goes wrong.
compensating ones that you can, I mean, there's ways around it.
Yeah.
But I do like the brass saddles on, a classic telly bridge. Mm-hmm. That's my preferred.
I can see that. I mean, they are simple to deal with if something goes wrong. It's just, I don't know. They're a little funky. But
Yeah, the compensating ones are a little bit better to work with when you're making your fine-tuning adjustments compared to just the regular barrels.
Right.
Because the barrels are up and down, side by side.
Yeah, the string doesn't
This one's
know
going
if it
that
wants to
way.
stay in the middle or not. Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be like my Ruby. Yeah, that's been set, and it's basically like that's it. It just sits there, and she stays in tune, and
She's
she
happy,
stays
yeah.
intonated, and I'm good. So that would be my favorite bridge. I do like the brass saddles, and I like the look of it.
Yeah.
I think it looks classic. It looks cool. Favorite pickup configuration?
Yeah.
Well, this is where we start to get a little bit off the traditional path. I like humbuckers. So I like.
I thought you were going to say like the Nashville thing.
Well, the Nashville thing, yes, that's part of it. I do like the Nashville setup because you have all the options. I think we've said that a number of times in some of these videos. So I do like the Nashville setup. Mm-hmm. That being said, but I do like, humbucker in the bridge, humbucker in the neck. It's got telly vibe. I'd rather have a coil tap than a coil split,
Okay. Yeah.
just for better tonality. But
Yeah,
I like
a little more versatile.
the hum drives me crazy, so You know, like once I can't unhear.
I probably could
60
live with it
cycle.
on the neck. Like I think nobody seems, or not nobody. A lot of companies don't seem to do it, but I always would like a traditional neck telly pickup, and then a humbucker in the bridge, which it's almost
and
always
I'm-
the opposite. But
And I'm good with that.
yeah, because I feel like I love like the clean tone on a neck pickup on a telly.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But like the bridge, I can't stand it. I mean, it's cool if if you have the right setup and if you're crunching up a bit, it actually gets pretty cool. But like on its own, I feel like it's a little
Tell that's Jimmy Page.
a little too thick. Yeah. Well, yeah, but he kind of used the range of it with that one.
And I agree. So I like the humbucker in the bridge because I like a little bit fatter
Yeah.
tone. But it's definitely when you.
Well, that's probably where you're gonna live.
Right, and
Yeah.
you know, you've seen me with the telly. Like if I'm playing regular, I'm in the neck position.
Right.
But anytime I've ever played it
In a
out,
band.
in a band
You're
situation,
always in the bridge. Yeah.
bridge.
Yeah.
Well, because otherwise it's like it's muddy and it's crappy and it doesn't cut through.
Right.
But I like that fuller tone in that telly position. That might be blasphemy to some folks, some telly traditionalists, but that's my guitar. I'm gonna do what I want.
Well, then I think some of the players you like have that style, have like the deluxe style, which is more in the vein of the humbucker stuff than typical telly.
Yes.
Yeah. And I agree, like Kurt Fletcher, like his tone is pretty, like the more you've been playing those blues jams, like that guitar sounds great. So
And that's the wide range.
Yeah.
So, but that's got that
So even with-
squeaky kind of bright.
kind of almost like the P90 grit, but on a humbucker kind of fatness, kind of
Yeah.
somewhere in between the two.
I still got to find a wide range pickup that I really like.
A legit one. Yeah.
Well, because sometimes I find them thin, or they're screechy, or there's pickiness that I don't
I
like.
sound like
so
they
I
sound
don't know.
hollow to me sometimes. Like you have like a lot of
Yeah.
treble, a lot of bass, and like nothing in the middle. And then there's other ones that the opposite, like no bass, no treble, and all mids.
Yeah, I don't know. I still got to do that switch over. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I got a Telly Deluxe, and I'm putting Railhammer P90s in it because I finally got my pickguard in from China.
China.
China. It came from China. It was a great deal. $17.50 delivered for a Telly Deluxe pickguard with the humbucker cutouts.
That's pretty solid, yeah.
Everybody else wanted like $50. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Nope.
Even 30 for something like that's kind of pricey.
It was, and it looks fine. Everything lines up. Everything's good. I just got to find the time to actually do it. So I don't know what the hell. What are we talking about?
Favorite pickup combination
Oh, yeah.
on the Telly.
So I don't know if that is a good answer or not. Like, I like the Nashville one,
yeah.
but like I said, I like the humbuckers. Traditional too. I can go with that. I mean, if it's going to be more of a country-ish kind of vibe, or if I'm going for something that's more in that direction. But for the most part, I like the humbucker. I like the two small humbuckers.
Yeah, I think for me,
That's where I'm going.
the only time the single coil sounds not good, but like anything kind of like the quarter pounder in the bridge, those sound pretty cool, especially in a rock
Oh,
setting.
they're a little fatter.
Yeah,
And they
so in
cut
a rock
through.
setting, those actually sound. They have a distinct crunch to them that is pretty different than a humbucker.
I got those. I'm telling you what, I got those hot rails. But they're from Dragonfire. I think I paid like $40 for the set, and
They're
pretty
awesome. Yeah, they work. Yeah,
They sound great, and I'm like, they're $40 for a set. I just bought them because I needed something to put in there, and there you go, Dragonfire pickups, $40, great deal.
yeah, you can't beat that.
I'll use them again. I ain't scared. I'm not. So there you go. That's that.
All right.
Oh, we're already at 15 minutes. Great.
Professor Chaos, what's the status of the Flipstoast guitar?
Flipstoast guitar. That is our collaboration with the guys at Texas Toast Guitars, and we're still trying to figure out. We're still trying to nail
specs.
down some specs for it because we try to keep it in like $9.99.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it in that price point. I think we understand what we want to do with finishes, but we got to figure out like bridges and pickups
Details.
and
Yeah.
like, do we want to make it a single pickup guitar? Or do we want to make it a two pickup guitar? But how do we want to so there's some things we gotta work through.
yeah, that's true. I forgot what the pick. Yeah,
Because there's costs.
right. For each. Yeah. And
So-
Darrell, if you're watching, we're aware of the truss rod access.
Yes.
Yeah, because he was pointing that out. So
Yes. So
yeah,
we wanted. Yeah.
that'll be a must.
And that we could do that with the pick guard. That's
Yeah.
no big deal.
Yeah.
So we're working on it. We're trying to figure out what's going to work best with us and with those guys, and how to make that work. And we're trying to figure out, we got to make we got to try to make 5 of them. So we want to see if people are going to be interested in it.
Well, and if you guys have certain things you might want to see,
if there's stuff that you guys want, let us know. We'll see if we can put that
partially collaborative with
partially collaborative.
Just let the word go.
That's it. I need some cough medicine. Okay, so that's it. If you guys have suggestions, please let us know.
Throw them at us. Yeah.
Moving on. Besides Ryan Lawley and little Bobby Baker, who would you recommend as good YouTube instructors and why?
Well, Mr. Wallman comes to mind. So he was another one that was here for our clinic with Wola and Rev. And actually, his stuff's very thorough.
Yeah.
Different.
David Wallman. Check him out.
David Wallman. Yeah, check out his channel.
Guitar Infusion, I think, is one of his main courses, which is pretty awesome. It's not inexpensive, but it is extensive. So it's kind of one of those things, like, I have no problem paying for some instruction if it's worth it.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely worth it. He's very in-depth and very patient and easy to explain. So Wallman's a good one.
Well, I like Wallman he brings up some other things that you wouldn't always think of. Like, it's not just always instructional. Like, sometimes it's like even approaching things differently. Like, even like correcting your mindset or what, it's different. Like, he was even doing
Orbs, man.
Yeah, Orbs, yeah.
Orbs, man.
Serum Orbs. But yeah, he has like one that he was talking about, and I hadn't really thought of it. He was just saying, like, if you're struggling with like a solo, set the guitar down and try to vocalize what you want to do. Like, or even internally, at least vocally, kind of think of what you would want to do, and then try to.
Then the neighbors will call me. I think they're killing somebody in the house next door.
Wait. Yeah, just like,
somebody's getting murderized.
Yeah. Just over there.
You need to call that kid. Is something wrong with him?
That'd be a great video of just Wallman in a room, just
I'd be like, oh, that's it. Kid made him crazy.
In terms of other instructors,
okay, so
Texas Blues Alley guy is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Guy.
That was going to be one of the ones I was going to say. I like them. I also like True Fire is a destination website, so it's not a particular instructor. One particular instructor.
It's almost like the TED Talks of guitar lessons.
Yeah, they got a lot of really cool instructors. One is Jeff McCarlin. He's been doing. He's a blues guy. So he's got a lot of courses. It's on leads and rhythms, and I really like him. He's a super cool dude. Just did a thing with Robin Ford. So
nice.
Tasty player. He's been around for a while. Another place that I like is Jam Play.
Oh, yeah.
Jam Play's got a lot of really cool instructors. Our buddy Dave, our instructor Dave, actually does a lot of work with Jam Play as well.
The Seer of Orbs, yeah.
The Seer of Orbs, Dave, the Seer of Orbs. It works for Jam Play, and Jam Play is actually right here in Colorado, just about an hour north of us.
Yeah, with their filming location area.
Yes, filming. Yeah, the giant filming castle.
Yeah,
I think it is. It's a castle. But I like Jam Play. They have a nice, a pretty intuitive setup. If you do become part of their,
become affiliated.
Yes,
somewhere in the thing.
Right. It's a pretty good dashboard and all this other stuff. And then there's songs that they do and that you can... It's good setup. So I would say there's some good suggestions there. And then they also break it down by genres. Genres.
Yeah.
That's French for other stuff. Categories.
Other stuff. Yeah. Genre. You got any
genres? Hey, you got one of them genres right here. Just ran out, son.
We got a Billy Ray, but not a genre.
Oh, I hope that answers the question for Terry Starks.
Oh, yeah, and thanks for the pillows, dude. We'll try to get your t-shirt.
I emailed him today.
Okay, cool.
So we're trying to figure out.
Try to get what you're, yeah.
Next question.
Okay. This actually really pertains to us in an opposite way, but...
Yeah, Colin James. You got it.
Yeah, I was going to say, we actually get this question quite a bit. If you're in a dry spot like we are here, if you have the guitars out of the case, you should probably have them in a room with a humidifier all the time. Try to at least get 30% if you can.
We have 3 of them.
Yeah, we have 3 of them going pretty much all the time to keep them happy here, and even then, it's still an uphill battle. If you live in the southern United States, the rest, like most of the year, you're probably fine because it's god awful humidity down there.
You'll never have a problem with.
Yeah,
well,
the winter
you
time
most likely wouldn't have
Right.
a problem. Yeah, like you said, wintertime you might see
Yeah,
that.
and that's probably just because of your indoor heaters and stuff. So again, indoor humidifier in the winter, and honestly, just for your own health and sinuses, get it up there. Hopefully, I didn't flip somebody. I think that was like a. Yeah. Anyway,
We'll just let that go.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, so if I didn't see it, it didn't matter.
Didn't happen.
But yeah, I mean, when I was in New York, I never worried about acoustics or any of my electrics. I never had any fret sprout until I moved out to Colorado.
Yeah, and I was gonna say we get guys from the south and even the East Coast all the time that come in here and they're like, "What the hell's happening to my guitar?" Like, yeah, like the tops on acoustics will start,
The
bending
bridges will pop right off just
Yeah.
because of the tension, and the wood's drying out. And
Yeah, so
become
frets will
more
sprout
brittle.
all over the place and
Yeah, fret sprout.
little bastard grow. Yeah,
Fret sprout's bad. Can be bad
that's
here
bad
in Colorado.
here. Yeah, that's the worst thing here.
That's why we have 3 humidifiers going in the shop all the time. And then what we usually do when guitars come in, we bring them in, do a quick setup, make some adjustments, let them sit for a few days, go back to them to see
What
and
changed,
check
yeah.
and see. And see
Yeah,
if
because we
there's
even
any-
get tuning shifts. Like if we happen to get like a rainstorm, it'll throw like the whole week off. We'll be off in terms of humidity. Which like down there, you guys have the other. So in the summer or in the winter, that's when you guys would be having a problem. And like I said, I think that's just because of the indoor heaters. So if
Yeah.
you have a humidifier,
Well, 'cause it's dry.
right?
It's
Well, and
dry.
it dries it out more
Yeah.
and more. Yeah.
And the thing is, out here, usually twice a year, though, things get wonky.
Yes.
On some guitars, they get
Yeah.
wonky about twice a year.
Yeah, like if we get like a couple weeks of storms or afternoon showers in the summer.
Yep. And I
Which
think-
actually, some of my guitars get really happy around then too.
Well, it's always good out here, definitely for your acoustics to keep them humidified, keep them in the case. If you're in Colorado or any dry region like
Once they settle
Nevada
in,
or anything like that, any place that's considered a desert or a high desert or anything like that.
Once it settles in here, though, we have another benefit living here because there's actually gear here that's just pristine because it's never had any oxidation or rust or anything because it
Hasn't been
there's no
moisturized.
moisture. Yeah,
Hadn't been
So
moisturized.
we get the other extreme here where there's like guys that have had stuff since the 50s or 60s that's
That's awesome.
it's pristine. Yeah.
Well, that 82, we got
so
that.
the student,
I don't know. Is somebody pulling at the door?
I'm not sure. I just heard so.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. We'll be right back after these messages from our doorbell. Hey, what's happening? Electric.
Yeah, I brought the electric.
Hey, check out the Colorado guitars. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming down here to the Death Delay Club. All right. We'll be doing 2 shows tonight, 7:30 and 9, just for your pleasure. All right. That's it, I think, for that. No, here's the one. That one.
Oh, the last one.
Last one.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from Nor'easter Player, and it says he's got an issue, ground lift issue. So it says, picture this setup. Picture this
In your mind.
in your mind, man.
In your mind's eye.
Using a Digitech Trio band creator, guitar out to the preamp, and then to a tweed amp. Mix out bass and drums out to a Rumble 40. So the Rumble 40 is acting like, I guess, like a PA sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And then the band
That's what it seems
creator
to be,
and
yeah.
guitar, he's playing through that. That's at least what I'm seeing.
Well, upon second reading, I think he's running this independent. So,
yeah, but then
so he's
they
using
wouldn't-
he's using the trio though to actually split the signal. But he did, unless he's, I mean, if he doesn't need the guitar to go through the trio, then he could just run just the trio through the bass amp on its own.
on its own.
Yeah, and then run the
have-
guitar rig on its own. That would probably avoid ground loop feedback or hum. Like the major ways you'll get ground loop hum is if the amps are sharing like the same power jack, if they're sharing the same like
Yeah,
surge
power
protector or
surge
strips.
protector,
Yeah. You know, sometimes even within houses, if you got bad electricity, sometimes you'll get it there, and not much you can do about that one other than getting like the Humex and stuff. But
or Furman.
yeah, I would just try. Yeah, and I was gonna say that was the other
Which
way.
is
Like if you're gonna be doing
spending.
this, like especially for like your living, like if this is gonna be like a rig where you're out busking or playing bars or whatever, then I would. Well, busking's different, but
Right.
if you
I
were
was gonna say,
playing,
that's gonna be
yeah,
tough.
I was gonna say if you're playing bars, then I would, especially bars, because they're gonna have the worst electricity you'll ever run into.
It's like my house. My music room was wired up by like 9-year-olds. They're like, oh look, wire. We could put it into stuff. It's all,
Just like wires going to places that not that they never even find.
dude. Trust me. When I redid it last year, it was like, this is like,
Childish.
oh, there's only so much you can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, so if you're doing this at like a bar, if you're doing this on a regular occasion, I would probably just get a power conditioner, and that way you know that each jack that you have is going to be isolated and filtered and all that. I mean, there's how far you want to go with that. I don't know, because I'm honestly running into some of that myself.
and it can get quite expensive.
Yeah, because power
Other
conditioners
equipment,
go
right.
from like $100 to 2,000 or 5,000. Yeah.
I mean, the good ones, I think, when you start getting into, like the Furman stuff is
Yeah, like the
$400 or
programs,
$500. So it can get quite expensive.
Yeah. But if you gotta have it, you gotta have it.
It kind of depends on your usage. If you're at home, you might have to just suck it up and.
Yeah. If you need to lift a ground loop though, like let's say you're running it and you don't have the power conditioner, Radial and a few other different companies all make splitters or ABY boxes that will have a ground lift and a phase switch to get everything kind of playing back the way it should be.
Nice to
Yeah, and a lot of them luckily are passive too. And when those are passive, usually you're not introducing even more noise. So yeah, those would probably be the two. So power conditioner or an AB box with a ground lift.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
And let us know what you end up doing.
Yeah, let us know because we're curious on how
Say hi
you
to the
fixed
Easter
it.
Bunny. No.
He's way up in Maine.
No, I know.
Like
No,
way,
he's-
way up in Maine in like Stephen King scary territory, I think. Right?
Fogland.
Yeah, I
The
think so.
Fogland.
I think he's way up there. Because he's bought a couple guitars and bought some equipment from us.
Cool.
Actually. Yeah.
Hope we get to meet some of these guys. I know we've met a few of them.
Yeah, he's way up there. But I think that's it for this week.
Yep.
I think that's it. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening as long as you have. Please subscribe if you're new here. Ring the little bell so that way you'll be informed every time
Yeah.
this stuff happens.
And we swear we'll start doing more like review videos.
Yes, we're gonna have
getting
more-
some other stuff out of we're getting our system out of our system.
Yes, we're getting our website out of our system.
Yeah. Oh,
It's been an uphill battle. Hopefully by maybe next week we might have the new website going. So that would
Yeah,
be
so
cool
take
and
tuned for that.
exciting.
Peruse
Hopefully
that and let us know if once we get there, you guys
Yeah.
can let us know if you
And
like it.
then we will be clear for takeoff for doing more videos.
Media conquerage.
Yes, just to get us out there, man. So we can be super micro famous. And that's it. So thanks, guys. We appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
You're on the Dr. Phil show. A problem is that you're into yourself, that you flirt with girls, that you're not plugged into your marriage.